Welcome to Lakeland, Tennessee, and we're here starting out today at the Lake District for this tour. We're going to take you all around Lakeland today, show you not only the new commercial development, but also the residential stuff that's going on here.
We've done a lot of home tours with all these new Lakeland, new construction builds with several different builders. So we're going to show you where they're at. But like Jared said, we're getting started right here at the Lake District, which is right at I-40 and Canada Road, kind of your entry point right here into Lakeland.
Yeah, and it's a convenient spot. That's why you got all this stuff here. I mean, you see you got a really nice variety of restaurants, all kinds of stuff. You got Italian, burgers, Mexican, Mediterranean.
Get your nails done. You want to go get your nails done, Jared?
You can do that after we get done today. But we also got the Starbucks over here. So all this here, you'll see this as we drive around, and little stuff. So if you don't know what's here in Lakeland, I think you'll find out today. You ready to get this started, Rick?
Let's go with it,
Jump in the
Jared.
truck. Let's go. All right, Chris. Here we are. Our simulated ride around, I guess. we did do this for real, but we've sped up, edited a little bit to make it a little more convenient for you if you're watching at home. So, it would probably take you, about 30 minutes? I think we're going to knock out under 20 minutes here. So you can get to see.
I think you're right, Jared. The entire tour that day was about 30 minutes, but we can speed ramp through some of the slower parts. But getting started right here at the Lake District, like we mentioned earlier, this is a new development and right there at I-40 and Canada Road. So big things to come in this area.
Yeah, so a lot of commercial stuff there. Just pretty much all the little stuff you need. You got the Starbucks. You got you'll see up here in a little bit. We got Chick-fil-A up here too. So this is what you got, and this is, I think, like you were saying, Chris, when we got out, this kind of a good entry point here because we're right here, right off of I-40, I-40 and Canada Road being kind of a major intersection here for Lakeland, even before the Lake District, really, but especially with this here now.
Yeah, I think that's the main entrance into the Lakeland area coming out. Well, I know it is. It's the main entrance coming into the Lakeland area off of I-40. They just redone that ramp and everything, so everything flows really well right there. It used to get a little congested several years back, but all that's been redesigned, and so the traffic's not bad at all coming off onto Canada Road right here from I-40.
Yeah, and there's like any real estate development, sometimes they can hit some snags and slowdowns, and so there's some other stuff to go behind this too. There's some residential aspects of that have been a little slower to come along, but it's in the works. I imagine it's in the it's coming. It's just taking a little longer than they initially thought, but you at least got the nice stuff up here up front. Things to do, places to eat, all that kind of stuff.
And yeah, I think they had some big lofty goals for the Lake District there. The developer in charge fell a little bit behind, had some financial troubles, so that project has been delayed. But there's no doubt somebody's going to step in and pick the ball up and run with it in there because it was a beautiful plans and everything they had drawn out. Just didn't quite come to fruition like they had hoped. But there's no doubt one of these big developers in town is going to pick that up and run with it.
Well, there's really just, it's almost like there's too much potential here with all the growth. We've been to Arlington. We've shown you all the tour of that. There's just a ton of growth going on there. We're right next door to that. We're right in between there and the Bartlett Wolf Chase area. So all those factors together is making Lakeland, I think, a real hot spot going forward. I think somebody getting into Lakeland right now is coming in at a good time.
I think so too. You're on the leading edge of all the development. Off to the left there, that's going to be a big mixed-use development as well. It just got approved. So probably this time next year, you'll see them out there working the land and everything there. We're turning into Garner Lake right here, Jared. And just one of my favorite parts of Lakeland. This area was built several years back. It's not new by any means, but big, beautiful homes right inside Lakeland. And this is Garner Lake, which is pretty much where Lakeland gets its name there.
Yeah, and we try to show you, and you will see, I really like to show the new neighborhoods when we do these tours because they're a little harder to find, just because they're not on Google Maps and Street View and all that stuff yet. So we can kind of show you what's there before you can see it anywhere else. So a little exclusive. I like that, Chris. Yeah. But this, we couldn't really leave this out, without at least coming in here a little bit, just because, it kind of is the core original here part of Lakeland, basically.
Yeah.
And there are some things for sale in here too. If you like this, maybe a little more established neighborhood you like on the lake. There's what's in here, Chris?
Man, so beautiful homes on the lake. So all these homes we're looking at right here, they're probably between, I would say, starting in the low fives up to mid sevens. But as you get there onto the lake, I looked this morning, Jared, and it looks like they've got 6 lakefront listings in there. They're priced between $725,000 and $1.1 million. If you want a list of those houses, just send me a quick message. I'll send you those homes, no problem. But the lake is just off there to the passenger side of the car. That is a no-wake lake. Now, there's no skiing or jet skis out there, but they do swim, plenty of fishing, and I think you've got like a limit on the horsepower of the motor, of course. But a lot of people have their own pontoons that are docked at the back. Man, it's just a really cool spot. And this time of year is perfect for that area because they have a big 4th of July celebration. I think they all decorate their pontoon boats and go on little tours across the lake and stuff. So really cool area right here. We definitely had to show you this. We couldn't talk about Lakeland without showing Garner Lake.
I was gonna say, so if you're living on the lake, summertime, 4th of July, you got to take advantage of it. So
You definitely do, yeah.
But like Kris said, if you do need some more information, we can get you the stuff that's currently out here in any of these neighborhoods that we're going through today. And whether Lakeland is your choice or if you're just kind of exploring, trying to figure out where you want to be here in the Memphis area, take the number down there on the screen. We are here to help. That's what we do. We enjoy making the videos. We do these area tours, home tours, really get you acquainted with the different parts of town. But the main reason we really do that is so that we can get the opportunity to help y'all when y'all actually get ready to make the move here to the Memphis area, and y'all want to reach out and talk to Mem Kris.
Yeah,
when you do that.
Yeah, go ahead and reach out. Call me at that number below. I'll be the one answering and returning the text, and we'll start that process of helping you guys relocate right here to the Memphis area.
But it's funny, Kris. I feel like every time I get out to do a video like this, it's trash day. It always is. But you do have garbage pickup here in Lakeland. So there you go. We're going to look at it as a pro.
Yeah, you do have city trash pickup. It'll be on your MLG&W bill, which is awesome. You don't have separate bills for everything. So that is one cool part about Lakeland and Arlington is that you've got one bill for all your utilities.
Now here, obviously, this is an established neighborhood. People kind of complain, a lot of times in the new construction neighborhoods, you don't get all the trees. They just come in and clear it out. And that is unfortunately the case sometimes.
Yeah.
But, just Lakeland overall, we're kind of stick with that same tone though here with just the landscape. And I think that's one of the things I like about Lakeland.
That's actually one of my favorite parts about Lakeland. If you watch our other series on Lakeland, when we're in the different areas, I always talk about it. You've got rolling hills and topography. You've got tons of mature trees. And I'm glad we're doing this driving tour today because it kind of backs up what I've been telling you guys all along. As you can see, there's just mature trees everywhere with nice landscaping, and everything's just really well managed by the city of Lakeland.
Yeah, super green here. We're going to kind of speed up because we're getting long on this road. But as we go down, this is Canada Road. As we go down this road, you'll see though, it's not just the trees. You got the nice, I like the topography, like the hills. I know Kris talks about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. That's my style. Like, I think Arlington is a lot more flat and level than Lakeland. Both of them are great areas. They're kind of brothers and sisters with one another. But I think if I were choosing, I would lean towards Lakeland. And this is the reason: the hills, the valleys, and all the mature landscape. That's just more my style. So whatever fits your boat,
So as we're getting farther along up here, you see you do have, some of those opportunities if you want like bigger estate size places. I don't know how often they come up for sale, but you saw some of those here as we go through, and you also got some parks and things. But now we're getting on up here to Highway 70, which is kind of, I would say, the other main road that's running through. And really, this is going to be kind of where we're starting to see a lot of this new development, especially more on the residential side, but a little more mixed stuff too.
Yeah, I would agree. So let's just say this: US 70 runs from Memphis all the way through Bartlett, Lakeland, and into Arlington, out into Fayette County. So this is a main highway that gets you all through Memphis and out into the suburbs. It actually takes you out towards Blue Oval. So once that's all developed, this would be your main thoroughfare there. But the Lakeland City Hall is right up here on the right, Jared. And that's a new development where they're doing things. And we're about to pull in right here to Lakeland Town Center.
Yeah, so the Lakeland Town Center has really I feel like it's kind of popping off a little bit because we came out, I don't know, what was that? Maybe like last September or something. and we were going to look, but there really just, I mean, it was here, but there wasn't a lot out here yet. You know, it was just, you had the apartments that are here, but not a lot else was going on. And now you've got several things that have popped up out here, different restaurants. I mean, you got, what else out here, Kris? I know we went to that owner's box, but there's margaritas.
Yeah. So
Good bit of stuff is.
This little cul-de-sac here was mostly restaurants and a few businesses. We just passed several empty bays that are available for commercial use on the bottom. All this is kind of mixed use with rental apartments around the area. They do allow pets in that area, which is cool. There's a pet park in there for if you're an animal person. And we've actually had a few of you guys that are relocated to Memphis have taken a short-term rental here at these apartments just to kind of get your bearings about Memphis and decide which area that you choose to live in. So I do recommend this area to people that are just coming here and prefer to move here first, get their bearings about them, and then decide which part of the area you'd like to live in. So this is a good fit for that. Nice, safe, brand new area.
So what I like about these, and this one's, I mean, I feel like this one actually is a little unique, but you see this kind of concept coming up in a lot of suburbs around, because, you know, if you want to compare this, say, to Arlington, you know, Arlington probably started more as a small town. It has a little downtown center. We've shown that. So you kind of got that you do have like a core little downtown area. A lot of these suburbs sprung up more. They're just suburbs initially, and they just kind of blew up with residential areas without having so much of a town center. So that's what you have here. You're starting to see these kind of developed back into suburbs, and I think, well, number one, I think it's a great trend overall. The places where we're seeing them do that, because it just gives you kind of it makes it feel like its own place. You know, like you're not just a satellite to somewhere else.
Right.
But I do think the one in Lakeland is unique.
Yeah, I think one of the issues or problems, there's the Lakeland City Hall right there to the right, Jared. So that's a newer area, but the whole city is managed from that location right there. Talking about the suburbs, one of the problems with living in the suburbs is when you want to go to restaurants and things like that, you're driving everywhere to get to a nice restaurant. So to me, that's the main benefit of these little small town centers that are popping up, because there's already several restaurants in that area with more to come. So I feel like that's a great area for that.
Yeah, and now we're getting into here. So this neighborhood, it's been here for a little bit, but there's some new areas as well. So where are we at here, Kris?
So yeah, we're pulling into Winstead Farms here, Jared. It was actually, a lot of it was developed, maybe even all of it was developed by Magnolia Homes. They were building in Lakeland about 10 years ago. They're not doing that now. They're mostly sticking out to Collierville, Germantown area. But if you want a really nice resale home in a great location, this may be an option for you. Magnolia builds really quality homes, and we've got a video of their builds there to kind of show you some of that quality.
Yeah, we can show you some of those, and then just driving around too. It's nice to see that you've got this fully built out. You got the sidewalks, you've got some green spaces, you've got some landscaping on the corners and things. So they really, not just the homes, but they developed the whole thing. But another thing too, you'll see with a lot of these neighborhoods is they kind of they kind of stitch together, so you can roll from one right into the next.
Yeah, right here. So we've done 2 videos in here, if I'm not mistaken, but this is Lakeland Meadows. This was built by Regency, currently being built by Hallmark Builders. Nice homes in here. We've done videos on those 2 homes right there, and agent in my office sold the one on the left there. These are nice Regency homes, and Hallmark Builders are building in here now.
Yes, if you want to see those, I'm trying to pop those up as we go through here, so you can go kind of see what these look like inside and a little more about these specific neighborhoods,
Sure.
Communities as we go through. So if you want that'll be popping up here, and we got some others coming up in just a little bit. But this section, you see there's still a few more new builds going on right here. But then as we come up here to the main road, this is what's the name of this one, Kris?
Oh, don't get me lying, Jared. I'm not positive. I can't think of the name of it. But I do know that there's a big development going in right across the street there. The cool thing about Lakeland Meadows and that one right across the street there is that it's not a cut through to get anywhere. So once you're in your neighborhood, you're just in your neighborhood. There's not going to be a lot of traffic cutting through to go by and things like that. But there are so many home sites that are going to be developed right there in that area, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, and I wanted to say that, and you saw kind of the drone view there too. So a lot of development about to go there. You can see that. You can also see they got this nice little walking trail that's connecting some of these together for you.
They do. That walking trail goes all the way down to the next new build subdivision, which we're headed to now, which is Evergreen. So the Evergreen's got some nice, just beautiful new builds. We just did a video in there, and we'll show you that as well with Bluff City Builders. But this is going to be a really cool area. I have to say that when we did these videos, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, there were several available in here. I checked this morning just to be able to reference it. It looks like a lot of them have gone pending, but still a lot of lots left. So you've got plenty of room to grow here.
Yeah, there's still more coming. So you see, there's was it 2 or 3 builders in this neighborhood, Kris?
Yeah, I think maybe even 4, Jared. I know there's Coryell Builders in there. There's Bluff City Builders in there. There's Creekside Homes, which those are the two to the driver's side right there. One of those is now under contract. I was going to reference it, but one's still available.
What was the price range in here, Kris?
So I think we're in the low 6s in here starting out, maybe high 5s, low 6s, up into the high 6s in this area.
Yeah, so you can see this one up here on the corner we did. That's a Bluff City builders there, and they're still building. And I'm sure we're going to be back in this neighborhood, so I will come back to this video over time as we give you a little more insight into the actual homes that are here and give you links to those so you can see. Or you can just subscribe here to the channel. Make sure you see those because we're in and out of a lot of these neighborhoods. You know, we have all these different builders. Some of the neighborhoods we go in, like if it's a Grant home neighborhood, it's all Grant. But then other ones like this, you know, we could go back into a neighborhood several times and never even see the same builder. So, so if you subscribe and you want to see some of the other things that are coming up in here, we can do that. But
going through there, Jared, I kind of was reminiscing a little bit. It looks like there's at least 4 builders in there now that are building. Everything we just saw are developments from 4 different builders in that area. But back at that home there, when you guys go, that is that home that, remember, Jared, had just space everywhere.
Oh yeah, tons of room in there. I haven't seen anybody else that's building new builds where they put the extra space like that. You know, usually we're trying to really maximize what they're doing with that square footage, and that's good. But then sometimes when you do have the extra space and you just kind of give it to those main areas and the walkways, even the stairways, the stairs were wider than usual.
I gotta say, I noticed that right away, and that really made that home feel grand. Just the huge hallways, the wide stairwell, and all of that stuff. So this is an existing neighborhood as well that I wanted to show you guys because I feel like this is some great prices to get in this area. You can get these in like the low to mid 4s. I think there's 1 or 2 that are available in there now. And man, they put you inside the Lakeland School District, all the benefits of living in Lakeland. And hey, shout out to the Lakeland Preparatory School. They just won the state championship for baseball without a senior on the team. They don't even have seniors at that school yet. So
that's what I say. I didn't even think they had seniors in the Lakeland school.
Yeah, just this coming school year, 25-26 is when they'll step up that final and have it fully built out. But those guys just won a state championship for baseball. So kudos to those guys.
But coming back to the neighborhood and how they've developed these, I keep wanting to point this out because you have like the nice little cove there with the kind of roundabout style. You've got all this green space with the walking trails. So, you know, these aren't just, you know, some of these neighborhoods you go in and it's just somebody came in, they developed, put as many houses they could put on a piece of land and that was it. Or this, they're actually giving you a lot of green space and kind of community areas. So I think you have to appreciate that, especially with all the trees.
Yeah, there again, that just ties into what I've been saying is why Lakeland's one of my favorite areas, because that green space off to the right, that's several lots that could have been built out, but they didn't do that. They kept the mature trees and gave you a nice walking trail through there. So just, you know, once again, Lakeland stays at the top of my list for that very reason.
I'm curious too, if you're from other parts of the country, do you have subdivisions like this where you actually have all these trees and the green spaces? I know in some of the bigger cities, you know, just some of the bigger metro areas, it's hard to get that because they really are just, it's kind of about its density. You know, we want as many people per acre basically as we can get. But here, I mean, look at that. You have like they leaving these little green belts running through everything to give you all that separation. And it just, I don't know, it just makes it feel a lot better to me.
It does feel more like home and just more welcoming and not so cookie cutter everywhere. We're about to cross back over Highway 70 here, Jared, and going into Kensington Manor. This was a Regency neighborhood. There's only 2 lots left, if I believe, in here. So we've got two final options to live in this neighborhood right here.
Yeah, and something a little exciting about one of these that we've actually been in here before.
All right, guys, we decided to wrap this video right here at Kensington Manor. We did a video right here on this Regency new build.
Yeah, and there's a specific reason why I thought this one would be a good stop. Because not only, you got to go watch the video. I'm going to pop it up for you right there, and you're going to see all the furniture, the nice staging. If you come by this house right now, you're going to get all that furniture. So go check it out. We'll see you there.